Why, hello, everyone. Greetings. I'm Reverend Robin Nashak, and this is our Spin into Stillness evening meditation. Thank you for being here. It's post Thanksgiving, and I hope you all had a beautiful holiday and a beautiful holiday weekend, and were able to really tap into all of those things that you are so grateful for, be it magical and huge and sublime, or mundane and simple. We are here tonight, our last Wednesday in November, to gather ourselves, prepare ourselves for the coming holiday season and the winter, the approaching winter that is coming with the winter solstice, and just to allow ourselves to be in communication, in relationship with our deep self, which I also consider our highest self. It's simple, really. We set an intention for the evening. We articulate what we want to focus on ourselves for our own personal meditation. We write it down. We draw a card, an oracle card from right now we're using the Star Codes Astro deck. And we use that card as guidance, as a prompt, as a creative inspiration for how and what we are addressing as we go deeply into our meditation. So let's keep it simple. Let's begin by just finding an intention for this evening, finding a focus for your meditation. And then if you would like, I love to write them down, and I do write them down practically because I then will, if we were in person, I would gather all of these little slips of paper that we would be writing them down on, and I would send them out into the flames, into a burning bowl. Now, we're not in person, obviously, but what I like to do is gather all the energy from all of your intentions into one slip of paper that I will write everyone's intentions on, and then as a proxy, send it out into the flames as if we were live. So let's just begin by doing that, just by carving out a few moments here to focus, take a deep breath, just a few words that either ask a question of the universe, of your deep self to be answered, or guidance that you are seeking for a particular issue in your life, or direction on a journey that you are on. So let's do that now. And again, if you're keeping a journal, then you can track how your meditations are going. You can track whether you're seeing results, whether you are seeing movement on that journey as you do. Not required. You don't even need a slip of paper. You can just write it down and articulate it with your fingers on your hands, or just hold it in the palm of your hand and just send me the energy so that I can gather it in the slip that says everyone's intentions. So if you haven't already, jot down a few things and then we will go forward. So let's set that intention now. So I've written mine. I want to write everyone's here as I do each week. So I've got the words everyone's intentions right here. And so I will gather the energy in here as we meditate, and then we will send this out into the flames as well. So we've set our intention. Let's draw that card, shall we? And I'm going to shuffle the cards, and then we're going to draw the top card in this deck so that you don't see me reaching into the deck to use my intuition to pull out a card for me. This way, if we can agree the top card is the card that is our card for this reading and for this meditation, then this one card becomes the single answer, the single piece of advice or guidance that addresses all of our individual intentions, questions, etc. So I'm going to shuffle now, and then we will draw that card. It seems very quiet here, but this is the best time then to reiterate that we are doing this meditation from wherever we are. And so that means that there could be noise outside of my house or my dogs barking, as they often do. There could be ambient noise in your home where you're or where you're meditating, or wherever you're meditating in your office if it's at the end of the day. And so I invite you to use those ambient extraneous noises as prompts to go deeper. They may startle you, they may pull you out quickly, but since our goal when we go into the stillness is to gather that presence, to be able to be still in any situation, wherever we are, so that we can draw on what we experienced tonight out in the real world, then I invite us to use that as kind of a training of sorts to be able to be still, to be able to focus, to be able to tune things out and focus on the in whenever that may seem to intrude in our meditative space. Now, of course, it's great if we can have that private and quiet space, but that's not always realistic. And we don't want to not be able to go and into the stillness or to be still if there are things going on around us. We want to be able to gather that and have that kind of discipline to be still from wherever we are, which, let me tell you, I am still working on myself. So let's draw this top card. As you can see, I'm pulling it right here. And that top card for tonight is, the card for tonight is Aries the Ram. Now, these are astrologically focused cards, but that doesn't mean that you have to be an Aries to have the message of the Aries sign speak to you and address your issues. So we can all learn from Aries. We can all receive information and act on information that we get from the Aries card as it addresses and speaks to us. So let's look right here. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So it's card number 1. And we've got the card right there for you to see, which all this work I did. Not there. Hold on just 1 second as I gather it for you. Bringing it down into the view. There we go. I made a last minute switch of the cards. And there it is. So take a look at the card as you listen to me read about the card and begin to track, first of all, how you are responding to the card just from its view, first viewing, and some of the artwork, how do various pieces of the art of the card speak to you. And then, of course, the words that are created about this particular card in this deck. And we can see that Aries is the card. Aries is the sign that we're working with tonight. And the message from Aries is to act, So here we go. What does Aries say? Well, Aries asks you to remember your personal fire, your reasons for being alive. It pumps up the volume on your life force. Its energy is raw, exhilarated, direct, rude, passionate, and looking for a challenge. Use your wisdom to focus this raw power and give it a goal. Aries is the cardinal fire sign whose fresh, brash enthusiasm is symbolized by a headstrong ram. It rules the head and imbues initiation, new beginnings, spontaneity, rebellion, and rebirth. The sun shines here from March 20th through April 20th. The action recommended, encouraged by this card, is to begin. Move into a new territory. Cut to the chase. Be a hero. Feel the call to action and thoroughly respond. Clear the air and clear the decks. Be crisp and to the point. Shoot from the hip. Set healthy boundaries just by being vibrantly alive. Express affection enthusiastically, spontaneously, and passionately. Work in short, intense bursts rather than long periods of deep concentration. Aries activates our inner adolescent. Direct orders can set off knee-jerk rebellion. Instead of telling others what to do or how they feel, express your own experience and opinion and speak in I terms. Set a challenge and let others find their own answers. Make sure all sides feel heard. If a person feels torn between meeting their own needs and meeting another's, they'll take care of their own needs first. So don't set this up as an either or situation. Everybody wins. Aries energy boils over quickly. If a situation threatens to erupt in conflict, get out, take a break, and come back later. It's a lot of action, but it's action that I think needs to be kept in mind. I know from my perspective, I need to hear some of these things over and over again in my daily life, especially the adolescent, rebellious, knee-jerk reaction to being told what to do or how I feel, and conversely, to me also telling others what to do and telling them how they feel. The challenge that this card poses is accidents increase when you are in a hurry, rushing through a project, or impatiently distracted. Ooh, I can attest to all of those in my own life. This flammable temperament can spark inspiration or spark a conflagration. Proceed with caution. So the difference between being inspired and kind of going off half-cocked, very different. Aries requires us to just pay attention to what is going on and focusing on that spark. The gift that the card brings. Aries marks the beginning of spring in the Northern Hemisphere after a long, dark winter. The dead landscape comes alive. Plants that were shorn of leaves or dormant now breathe new life. This is a brave miracle, and it can be your miracle. Feel the flowing inner life force. Trust this divine direction and summon the courage to begin. So we have at the beginning and the end of this reading the encouragement to begin. Whatever you're sitting on, just start it. Take that first step. It doesn't have to be a big one. It can be a small one. Once we begin, the rest begins to happen. So, does it make sense? Does it make sense for your intention? Well, our role here tonight is not to say yes or no to that question. Our role is to figure out just how this card is responding to our request for guidance. How, in fact, it does. And remember that what we have read tonight about this card may or may not make sense right now in this very moment. However, as we go into meditation, you might discover more deeply when you communicate with your deep self that it does mean much more than you thought it did. Or you may come out of tonight's meditation and also realize that it means something that you didn't think or you didn't imagine it to mean this on this evening at this time. So keep an open mind as you go into meditation, as well as we move throughout the week once we come out of meditation. So it's time to take all of that information that we just read, that we are looking at the card. Let's go deep, shall we? So get comfortable. I encourage everyone to make that space where you feel both relaxed as well as can remain awake and alert. Not necessarily to what I'm doing here with the steel drum, but what you are communicating with your deep self. That's really who our audience is and who we are seeking when we go deep into ourselves. So, yes, we may all doze, which I often do when I meditate, and I know that I am making that communication as necessary. But together in this group, if we can just kind of remain alert, then it just helps you have something to take away and to work with throughout the week to come. So, let's begin just relaxed. Just take a big breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, just relax. Let the day go. Let the stresses of the day go. They'll be here when we return. All right, so let's take another one and really at your own pace. Inhale and exhale. More and more relaxed, letting it all go. And on this last breath, as we inhale, and as we exhale, I'm inviting you to close your eyes and get comfortable. I'm also going to put the card up on the screen for you to kind of glimpse at if you'd like throughout the meditation. So as you exhale on that last one, just go ahead and close your eyes, or you can stare at the card, whatever works best for you. But we're going to keep our breathing at this very intentional but our own individual pace, making sure we're breathing in and holding, and then exhaling nice and slowly and holding as well. So let's just get that breath going and more relaxed as we do. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And as we inhale and as we exhale, with each breath, we become more and more relaxed in our physical state. We can imagine our body just becoming more and more relaxed from the soles of our feet. And then imagine that relaxation as just our physical self just dissolving, not completely, but just dissolving, becoming less opaque, almost invisible, but not quite. So just imagine you dissolving from the soles of your feet all the way up through your legs and your hips and your torso, just dissolving till you're not quite invisible. Each breath more and more, all the way up through your neck, and your cheeks and your eyes and your forehead and your crown. And if you haven't already, imagine your shoulders dissolving down your arms, out your hands, and now that our bodies are in this dissolved state, but still tethered to the material world through our breath, let us imagine ourselves as our essence, that part of us that transcends our physical body. And that essence can look however you imagine that essence. Maybe you've seen a representation of what that essence looks like in a movie, or a television show, or read it in a book. Your idea of what your essence looks like as it transcends your physical body, relaxed and feeling safe and free from pain. And as our presence and essence, we feel none of the material or emotional issues, angst, anxiety, or despair that we would be feeling in our physical self. Feel the freedom of this essence. And now let's just imagine our essence traveling through this beautiful dark space where there is no external light, but there is the light of life coming from within this beautiful space. And that light beckons our essence toward it. But because it's an internal light, we're not necessarily flying toward it. We are reaching out to it inside of us. We can feel it beckoning, and we can feel our response to that beckoning. We draw ourselves closer and closer toward this beckoning light, this beautiful, safe, and warm and comforting light. Closer and closer we get to that light until we experience that light fusing with our essence, We are one with the light, and yet we can still feel a uniqueness, not a separateness, but a uniqueness from this light. And as we fuse with this presence that has beckoned us, and as we become aware of this light that has beckoned us as our deep self, we feel humbled, we feel loved, we feel how this deep self, as this beautiful warm light, embraces us, loves us, nourishes us, and has our backs. Always. We recognize that this deep self or higher self always has our backs, always guiding us, even when we don't seem to hear it. It's always there. It's like when we were told when we were young that we had a guardian angel on our shoulders. That's what this deep self feels like. We realize it's always there, always guarding and always guiding. And this deep self invites us to think of what we wrote on that slip of paper, or what we wrote on our hand, or what we locked into our mind. And think of that card. And if you want to remember the card is still up on your screen. And as we look at the card, we see and feel and experience that deep self slowly morph into this powerful and passionate ram. And we allow the voice of this ram to speak to us, to remind us not only to begin and to act on our inspiration, on our ideas, but also its guidance on how best to begin to act. And for the next few brief moments, we're going to speak directly to the Aries in all of us, to that fiery, passionate, strong, and forceful ram, to speak to us on how we can begin to take action, to be action, and to inspire others to act as well. Just a few moments. alone with the Aries inside all of us. The Aries a part of all of us. See and feel the power of this ram. The Aries, the ram, has spoken to us and through us, has offered us options and possibilities, has shown us a direction and suggested its guidance, appealing to our passion, encouraging inspiration. And now, as we do each week, let us recognize the souls that are joining us by recognizing the Aries ram in each of us. And first, we begin by imagining this powerful ram from our card, not just as a being or entity we are conversing with, but one we are merging with right now. We are Aries. We merge with that Aries image, and as we do, we suddenly become aware of a whole herd of rams, all of the souls joining this meditation from wherever or whenever you are joining us, joining this. We feel ourselves as part of that herd, part of a ram community, all seeking to act on our dreams, our plans, our goals. We recognize the power in this moment of the horns, of the animal itself, which empowers us even more to know we are part of a powerful herd of inspired animals going the same direction, all seeking answers, all finding those answers in our own spaces. Now let us imagine ourselves now in our Aries body. Begin to return to our human and physical body, as if we were an animated film where the animal becomes the human. Let us just imagine our legs, the hind legs that we have, are becoming our human legs as we lay and find ourselves where we were laying. The body of the ram morphs into our human torso. The front legs become our arms and hands. The neck, the grand neck of the animal, becomes our neck. And of course, our head very slowly becomes from Aries to our human head. And those horns, those grand horns, they seem to disappear, but as we return to our human body, their power remains. We can feel them on our head. Those powerful horns, always there for us to draw on and call on. Our body has returned to our physical space and we catch that breath. There it is. We are breathing deeply, inhaling and exhaling. Let us return completely with that one final quick breath, inhaling and exhaling. Did you feel the power of the ram? Did you feel yourself become that ram, that powerful entity, that powerful being that is a part of who we are? Hope you did. Hope it gives you that inspiration, that motivation, that oomph to go out, take action, act on what you want, what you believe, inspire yourself and others for that first sign of the zodiac. And with that power that we have now, drawing on that power, we can send out our intentions to the universe, knowing full well that the ram is here for us to make it happen for us when and where we need it. So be on the lookout for how Aries is manifesting in your life this week. I'll start with my own inspiration, my own request, my own guidance, making sure I am aligning that Aries with my intention here. Aries is going to need to give me a little bit of power, a little bit of inspiration. Right there. Thank you, Aries. And, of course, this is everyone's intentions right here, going out there. Imagine that community of rams that we felt, that herd that we felt in there. That's the power of this. Everyone's intentions right here. We're going to get what we want. We're going to get it with our passion and our fire. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Fire for the fire sign this week. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to check in to see who's here. Hello, Sue on Zoom. Thank you for being here. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Miss you. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Let's see who is. Other places, if any place. Check out Facebook first. Check out YouTube. Here we go. Let's check out the tube. Nice. If you're on YouTube, say hello. You may submit a comment whenever you are watching this. I'll still get it. So if you have been here tonight and I missed you, please forgive me. I'm going to check the Facebooks as well. Always appreciating your uh, participation, your comments. And again, what I would love to do is to see everybody's journey, to know how you are doing as you move through your meditations, as you fulfill this wonderful commitment that you've had to your own meditation. That's what we want to see. And hopefully we will. This wonderful commitment that you've had to your own meditation. When I click on, the sound appears right away. So I see. There's Smiley. Hi, Smiley. You're probably long gone by now, but thank you for being here. Thank you for joining and for absorbing. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot. So, if you have joined us, great. If you're joining us late, leave a comment. So glad you were here tonight. When next we meet, it will be December, and we will be celebrating that December and the coming of the solstice and the winter time and the hibernation, as well as the manifestation that happens during that hibernation. I'm Reverend Robin Oshak. This has been our spin into stillness. Good night. I love you all. Thank you again. See ya.